Okay, so this Nashorn video covers the installation of the superstructure. And I just wanted to mention, like, before you install it, if you want to have this door, this back door, open, then you have to cut it out now. So instead of counting these lines as blue, you'd count them as black, but not the lines on the side. You need to score those ones. And they open out rather than in. There wouldn't be any room on the inside if they opened in that way. So again, this other utility knife is the one that's dull. You can see, actually this should be scored on the inside, which is a little... I think what I'll do is, so I can see where to score them, just fold them in a little bit. You should be able to get them so they can open. Okay, so if you want that, it's available. I would also recommend like pre-folding most of these before you get started. Or all of them, rather. And I would recommend folding these all in quite a bit. Careful to get them straight. But you're going to need to overfold those so that they can just sit in the position you're going to want them in. It's easier to unfold stuff than fold it while it's attached. And lastly, just kind of try to hand flatten these sides. Shouldn't be too bad. Okay, so now I'm going to take some straight glue. Just put it along there and there, along the bottom here of the hull back. So I will be reducing the size of this marginally, because it does seem to overhang a little bit this way. Like I said before, or like I stated in the web and on the website, that templates have not really been tested since I CAD'd them. So I just used to have pencil drawings that I would go for that I built the original models from. And it's a little bit different when you're CADing stuff. So get that attached, and once it's totally dry, I've got one that's dry here. Going to take a blade and just trim this back. Now, because it's been glue, it has glue in it, it's quite a bit more difficult to trim, but you should be able to get through it. And we're just going to move this up a little bit to halfway between that symbol and the hull back. Shouldn't be a problem. Okay, so when you got that ready, this next part's a little bit tricky. So bear with me here. See these marks on the gun platform? That's where these come to. Now, when you shut them, these are a little bit extra long because there is some randomness to how this ends up. So basically what you do is, when you've got your thing like this, you're going to fold this in and then see, like, okay, I need to mark this here. And that's how much I'll cut off so it comes in flush. But Like I probably will shorten these a little bit on the final template, but I do want to leave some extra so that you can adjust them as you go. And if they're not fitting, like if you push it forward, you see how these are a little bit angled back? You do kind of want them angled back, but you're never going to get that if this is straight up and down, so you might have to fold that forward just a little bit to get it. You can see, like, once you've got it in place. Now, if you can see on the superstructure, there's this overhang here. This is meant to go down right to the track cover, and that side part is meant to sort of overhang it. So you can see this needs to come forward a bit. And that's about right. So once you're satisfied that you've got your positioning correct, just toss a little glue on these areas where it's going to bond. And I've got a few patches over here, which I can use if need be, but I should be able to just bond this. And then we'll patch it up later on when it's dry and solid. Okay, there it is. So once you get this thing to overhang, you want to push it in so that it fits flush to the hull side there. And that can kind of show you how much of an angle it needs to be at. Just hold it for a second while it sets. You should be able to let it go fairly quickly. I'm just going to guesstimate the other side here. I believe I already cut this off. Yeah, I did. So above all, try to get both sides to match. We'll notice that variation if it exists. And then once it sets, use patches to draw this up into place. Same on the on either side. Just kind of put some glue on there, attach the patch to the bottom of the thing, push it up and fold it over. But I'm not going to risk that until these are set in place, because I mean they're even still trying to move out of position. So hold those in place and get them set, and then worry about the rest of it. And it should be pretty easy to do. Let's see, I've got some 2-to-1 glue here. I recommend straight glue for the first operation, and then 2-to-1 to attach these patches. I'm going to just try to show you one here on the drier side. So I'm having more of a problem at the back connecting it up. So that's where I'll start my patching. Just get a nice long patch. Throw it on there. And I'm pretty sure I mentioned this before, but the wonderful thing about these patches is you could see everything right through them. So you don't have to worry about covering up symbols or anything like that. And then just push the track cover up, fold the piece over, voila. And you won't even be able to see these once it's painted. But try to get them nice and smooth without wrinkles. You can use a skewer for that as well. See, I won't even need another piece here. That pulled it in perfectly. Oh, but I lost my other side here. Hopefully you won't have that same problem, because you're going to wait until it's set to try putting those sides on. I mean, to attach those patches, rather. So don't be foolish like me and try to rush it, and should be not super tough to do. You really want to be careful not to cut too much off these front plates. You can see I cut a little bit much off this one. It's not really touching. It's a little bit nicer if they touch, although it can be fixed with patches or whatever, and it's only a tiny, tiny gap. It probably won't be noticeable in the final model, but do be careful where you cut those off. So once I get this to sit, I'll end the video here. Probably don't even need to watch me do this. And that gets you your superstructure attached. The building inside of there is a little bit difficult, but without the superstructure attached, it's impossible, because you're not attaching to anything else. So, voila. Hope you enjoyed the video, and sign up for the website, and see you all soon. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.